one of the most painful differences that I have given some thought to in the Christian life is the difference between forgiveness and consequences. Sometimes long after forgiveness has been extended and the slate is wiped clean, the powerful impact of consequences is still present in our lives. Now, if you're like me, when I get forgiveness, I want the consequences to be gone too. Who doesn't? You know? And because there are consequences, it doesn't mean that God doesn't have the power or the inclination. It just means that part of the good news, bad news of our having free will and living in the world that we do, that sometimes when we do something or fail to do something, that sets in motion a chain of events that just is not stopped or not curtailed or won't go away all the way. And that makes it hard, because if we have it in our heads that somehow our being in the household faith is going to insulate us from this, if we feel that somehow we're going to get out of it, which is my first prayer is always, God, get me out of it. Really. Honestly. I understand that trials build character, but I don't care about that. I want it to stop hurting. I want everything to be okay. Sometimes that's just not a prayer that gets answered the way I want it to. And so, the promise of God is that He will not only extend forgiveness to us, but I believe He will be with us in the circumstances that we find ourselves in. And it's a much harder thing to make Him the Lord of those circumstances than it is any other thing. It's hard to say, Lord, you've forgiven the past, but now I want you to have jurisdiction over it. I've done stuff. I've hurt people. I've messed up. And here's how the math works for me, folks, and I want you to understand. Sometimes we're tempted to get together with guys like, yeah, I smoked a lot of pot in high school. There's sort of a reverse pride that happens sometimes when we're giving our testimonies. That's not what I intend here, okay? Please let me be clear. But I became serious about being a Christian when I was 22 years old, which means that all the world-class, really bad stuff that I did has happened with the Holy Spirit of God living inside me. Has happened with me raising my hand and saying, yes, I'm a Christian. You say stuff you shouldn't say. Your marriages break up. Kids get hurt. People, just stuff happens. So if you're in the household of faith and all the really bad stuff on your resume has happened after your conversion point, what in the world do you do with all that stuff? You just sweep it under the rug and say it doesn't matter? I think it's the more prudent thing is to say, Lord, I have some messy things that still keep me staring at the ceiling at night, that still hurt. And I know that you long to heal me, but I need you to be with me in this circumstance, and I want for you to not only be the Lord of now, and I not only intend for you to be the Lord of my tomorrow, but I want you to be the Lord of the past. I want you to have jurisdiction over all the stuff that cannot change. And let's be honest with ourselves, please. Sometimes things happen to us or happen to other people, and we can't help but think, oh Lord, couldn't you have worked that out a little differently? If Ananias and Sapphira were going to cheat on a real estate deal and lie about their money and God's going to strike them dead, well, there's a few people by definition that should be dropping like flies right here and now. And yet child molesters live to a ripe old age. I don't like that so much. And I've told my God and my Father that I don't like that so much. But He's not asking for my opinion. He's asking for my trust in Him that He simply knows what He's doing. And so, to give Him jurisdiction of these hard things is what this next song is about. And I pray that, my worst fear is that I try to share these things and then they come off like some kind of a bad Hallmark card or something. I do not intend that to be the case. But I pray that if there is something, that if this kind of song maybe fits a little hand in glove, I pray that it will be a comfort to you and a grace to you. It's called Lord of the Past. Every harsh word spoken, every promise ever broken to me, has washed my face, every moment of disgrace that I have known, every time I've ever felt alone. Lord of the here and now, Lord of the come what may, I want to believe somehow that you can heal these wounds of yesterday. So now I'm asking you to do what you want to do, be the Lord of the past. Oh, how I want you to be the Lord of the past. All the chances I let slip by, all the dreams that I let die in vain, afraid of failure and afraid of pain. Every tear that has washed my face, every moment of disgrace that I have known, every time I've ever felt alone. Lord of the here and now, Lord of the come what may, oh, I want to believe somehow you can redeem these things so far away. So now I'm asking you to do what you want to do, be the Lord of my past. Oh, how I want you to be the Lord of the past. Well, I picked up all these pieces and I built a strong perception.